It's almost New Year, that magical time when humans throw confetti and computers and completely freak out. Every January 1st, somewhere in the world, a system crashes because someone forgot how to count years. And back in 1999, we thought that tiny mistake was about to end civilization. Planes would fall, nukes would launch, and your Tamagotchi would probably achieve sentience. This is the story of the Y2K bug, the apocalypse that never happened, because a few nerds fixed it with duct tape and overtime. The year 2000 wasn't just another new year, it was the future. People expected flying cars, moon colonies, and at least one robot butler. Instead, we got panic. Because as midnight approached, millions of people weren't cheering. They were staring at their computers like it was a bomb about to go off. Why? Because for decades, programmers had been cheating. Back in the 1950s, computers were massive, loud, and outrageously expensive. Basically metal dinosaurs that could barely count past 10 without overheating. And memory? Oh, memory was luxury real estate. A single kilobyte could cost over $100. That's like paying $100 for one emoji. So, to save money, programmers got clever or lazy, depending on how you look at it. Instead of writing out 1958, they just stored 58. Why waste two whole digits? This trick became standard practice across the industry. Every payroll system, every database, every government mainframe, all using two-digit years because memory was expensive, and the future was someone else's problem. That's where the term Y2K comes from. Shorthand for year 2000, the moment those missing digits would finally come back to haunt everyone. When the year 2000 rolled around, computers that only tracked 00 had no idea what that meant. Would they jump forward to the year 1900? Would they crash? Nobody knew, and that's what made it terrifying. The Y2K bug didn't start in the 90s. It started way back in 1958, when a guy named Bob Beamer at IBM noticed a tiny problem that everyone else ignored. Beamer tried to warn people decades earlier, but everyone shrugged. Relax, it's 1958. We'll have flying cars by 2000. We'll fix it then. Fast forward to December 31st, 1999, and suddenly, the future was now. When the clock hit midnight, all those 98s, 99s, and 00s were about to collide, and no one knew whether the world would read 2000 or 1900. People genuinely believed the world was about to revert to the Victorian era. News anchors predicted mass power outages. Stock markets were on high alert, governments prepared for chaos, and suburban dads everywhere built bunkers filled with canned beans and bottled water, because that's how you survive a software bug. The bug wasn't just on your Windows 95 PC, it was in banks, power plants, hospital systems, even traffic lights. The media went nuclear with headlines like Doomsday 2000 and Technology Meltdown. Developers everywhere were staring at their code muttering, "Please, just let this compile." Now, some people said, "Relax, it's just a date glitch." But others pointed out, dates control everything. Bank interest, payroll systems, security checks, nuclear reactors. If your system suddenly thinks it's the year 1900, your financial calculations could go haywire. Your mortgage payment might vanish, or you might suddenly owe interest back to the 19th century. That actually happened. One guy in Germany woke up to find $6 million in his account, dated December 30th, 1899. Congratulations, you're rich, in a timeline where the Kaiser still rules. And in Japan, right after midnight, nuclear plant alarms went off. Nothing exploded, but it wasn't exactly comforting. It was clear that if this bug went global, we could go from Happy New Year to the end of the world beta version. So humanity did what it always does in a crisis: spend billions of dollars and throw programmers at the problem. Between 1993 and 1999, governments and corporations launched the biggest bug-fixing project in history. An estimated $600 billion was spent on patching old systems, roughly the 10 times GDP of a small country, all to make sure calendars didn't implode. Developers worked day and night, rewriting ancient COBOL code older than their parents. It was the original tech debt payoff. There's even a scene in the movie Office Space that perfectly sums it up.
And yeah, what do you do there?
I sit in a cubicle, and I update bank software for the 2000 switch.
What's that?
Well, see, they wrote all this bank software, and to save space, they used two digits for the date instead of four, so like 98 instead of 1998. So I go through these thousands of lines of code, and it doesn't really matter. I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
A perfect snapshot of the late 90s tech world. Overworked engineers, clueless managers, and everyone pretending to understand what Y2K compliance meant. Finally, the night arrived. December 31st, 1999. Millions of terrified sysadmins watching the clock like it was a nuclear countdown. 3, 2, 1, click. And then nothing happened. Planes didn't crash. Missiles didn't launch. Your dial-up still connected. At worst, a few bus ticket machines broke in Australia, and some lottery terminals in Delaware went down. And in Denmark, the first baby born in the new millennium was instantly registered as 100 years old. That's it. Civilization survived. The world immediately made fun of itself for spending billions preparing for the apocalypse that never came. So, was Y2K a scam? Did we just fix a problem that never existed? Well, here's the paradox. We will never know, because if we hadn't fixed it, maybe the world would have melted down. It's like wearing sunscreen. If you don't burn, you can't prove it worked. That's the prevention paradox. The better your prevention, the dumber it looks in hindsight. So yes, maybe the Y2K bug was overhyped, but only because we actually fixed it in time. In the end, the Y2K panic forced global systems to modernize. It made companies upgrade their ancient code, governments coordinate across borders, and ordinary people realize that yes, computers can and will break if you forget to add 2 zeros. It also gave us our first taste of what viral misinformation looks like in the internet age. Fake headlines, conspiracy theories, and tech prophets claiming the end was near, all spreading faster than a bad meme. And for developers, it was a brutal reminder that time, the most basic thing in computing, is also the most cursed. Every few years, we get a new date-pocalypse. The 2038 problem, the 2022 leap second, the 2025 GPS rollover. Programmers are basically time janitors, cleaning up humanity's bad math one calendar at a time. So, was Y2K the end of the world? No. But it was the perfect metaphor for software itself. Fragile, overcomplicated, and held together by the sheer willpower of people who haven't slept since 1999. The real miracle isn't that we survived such bugs. It's that we still trust code written by humans who thought 2 digits would be enough for all of time. So next New Year's Eve, when the clock hits midnight and your smart fridge starts updating its firmware, just remember, we've been here before. And let's hope this time, your fridge doesn't think it's 1900 again. This is the story of how the Y2K bug almost broke the world, and how a few tired programmers accidentally saved it. This was Code Wrap. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. See you soon.